Mike McIntyre says he's never seen anything like it. 5 wins to start the season, followed up by 5 losses. With 2 games left on the schedule for the Buffaloes, they now have to regroup and try to figure out a way to end this season strong. 1-0 every week. It's a cliche we hear all the time in the NFL. But for the Broncos, it's become their motto as they try to salvage the second half of this season. It has been a freezing cold day here in Boulder, the kind where you can't quite feel your fingers and your toes. And that's maybe a little ironic because the talk coming out of Boulder this week has been all about the hot seat of head coach Mike McIntyre, which may have just gotten a little bit hotter now that the Buffs have lost 6 games in a row. It was a sad day in Broncos country. The Demaryius Thomas banner has officially been replaced. Now it's his fellow wide receiver Emmanuel Sanders and cornerback Chris Harris on display at Mile High. So the team is moving forward and hoping to somehow move back into the win column. But as Channel 2's Bruce Hurdle tells us, a tough test awaits in Los Angeles. Well, the internet's having a field day with this one. This is Buddy Boeheim. He's a freshman at Syracuse, and tonight his last name was spelled wrong on the back of his jersey. It was missing an E. So not that big of a deal, right? Well, wrong. Buddy's dad, Jim, has been the coach at Syracuse since 1976. That's 42 years if you're counting. School says they don't know how this happened. If there is a school in the world that can spell Boeheim,
right.
It is Syracuse.
That one, yeah, for sure.
It was spelled wrong. We have no idea how.
Crazy.
The last time the Broncos won a road game in conference was back in 2015. The Chargers were still in San Diego, and the Broncos were on their way to a Super Bowl.
It's a tough division, and it's hard to win on the road in this league. You know, we have to get off to a better start. That's part of our team's issues on the road. Okay, playing fast, winning the first quarter.
To beat these Chargers, the Broncos will have to come out of their bye week strong.
It's executing early. It's having our favorite plays, our best plays early. It's doing what we do well, but really, having an intensity, really that first drive.
It's a mentality and something that you start the game with, and just as the game progresses, I think that building off that starting fast will help you down the road.
But it's not just the Broncos offense that has to come out swinging. The Chargers have won 6 games in a row now, thanks in part to a high-flying offense led by a trash-talking quarterback named Phillip Rivers.
He might be the only quarterback that truly talks smack the whole game.
That just shows how much confidence he has, not in himself, but his team in general, the competitiveness in him to be able to, go out there and do stuff like that. So it's cool, man. It's cool. It brings out, the competitive spirit in everybody.
He's a guy who knows me very well. I know him very well. Like I said, I think it's our 15 or 16 time playing against him. So I know them in and out.
At Broncos headquarters, I'm Lindsay Joy.